Welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Prime Time. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Broncos now for their opening drive. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And a year ago when he was drafted, it felt like central casting. Bo Nix coming to the NFL, ready to roll. And he surpassed all expectations a season ago and threw for nearly 30 touchdown passes as a rookie. Fell just short with 29, but a huge piece of his team's future.
Well, it's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
So from the 26-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8. On play action, here's Nix. He's got him in, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone. This time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us for their game plan today, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
They're able to avoid it at the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
So from the 37, here's a 2nd and 4. They'll go again with Dobbins. And the follows blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. Give them 14 yards there, and a Denver first down.
That's good. Broncos first down.
A couple of nice carries back-to-back here, establishing the ground game a bit.
Yeah, these aren't bare-bones runs now. I mean, they're getting substantial yardage, the kind of yards you're looking for, right? Let's go ahead and use a cliche. Stay ahead of the change, right? 5 or more yards each time. That's what you're looking for in setting a tone and getting your offensive line going.
Good sign on the opening drive.
Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
2nd and 10. He'll run up the gut with Dobbins. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Okay, so they'll march backwards on the penalty there.
I don't know about you, partner. I thought that was maybe a little bit of a ticky-tack type of a call. Was that a clear block in the back when he got his man off balance? I thought that was a tough one.
To throw, here's Nix. And that would get a wide-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
The kick by Lutz is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game. They can't wait to get started again.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 to 27. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. And they're led out by their mobile quarterback out of West Virginia. It's Geno Smith.
I still remember back in 2013 when he was drafted out of West Virginia, he was coming off of back-to-back 4,000-yard seasons for the Mountaineers. Hadn't seen as much game time in recent years, but at one point, a capable starter in the NFL.
Looking to put a drive together. Now a run. Here's the first-round pick from April's draft. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
As this old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Geno down to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play.
Kind of a dangerous throw there. He's off balance when he gets rid of it. But this is all about a quarterback knowing what he can get away with. And that time, it turns into a completion and a healthy gain as well.
On 1st down, it's Genty. Yeah, good work there in open space. So he's got this all the way down now to the 32. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a 1st down again.
Raiders first down. A gain of 16 yards.
A perfect example right there, Charles, of why they love this rookie runner.
And think about how the NFL and the college games are meshing together more and more. You don't have to go to the NFL and learn a new set of skills. What you did in college often makes you ready for the NFL.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And it'll be 2nd down.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
Now 2nd and 5. Geno going to hand it to Genty. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all the stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
The result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
Now a 2nd and 2. Myers in motion right. And he'll get it here on the touch pass. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. Jacoby Myers, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Raiders are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. Just a great individual effort there to take that pop pass and scamper off into the end zone.
And that's why offenses love that play, partner, because that gives them a chance to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers with a full head of steam behind them. It's open like a track relay. Legs 2, 3, and 4. That first guy steaming ahead, and he just hands it to you, and you get a chance to take off and go before you even get the baton.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Nice little juke. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Oh, I like that play call there. After a run for good yardage, you get a defense thinking they'll go back to the well. So that's a great time to call play action and give your receivers a little extra edge. And they complete the pass there for another first down.
Throwing Nix. Open man, and again it's Sutton. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 13 yards as they've got the connection working. His second catch in a row, first down.
At the 34-yard line.
A shotgun snap, and again the Dobbins. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Not a huge carry there on first down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on second down.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Nix to the air. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Nix from the shotgun. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And he missed it. It's no good. And that will keep this a 4-point game.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Second drive of the game coming up for this Las Vegas offense. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That's caught. It's Dante Thornton. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times. His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. So they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the 24 now, here's a 2nd and 9. Now Smith. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. So not only do you not get the first down, but you've also made things a lot more difficult on your field goal kicker.
Yeah, they're still in range, but you're exactly right because you know the kicker's over there saying, thanks a lot. You just made my job a little tougher because when he kicks it now, he'll kick it lower. because he's got to get more distance. That means there's more jeopardy for the ball to get tipped or blocked.
Fourth down, and on comes the Raider kicker, Daniel Carlson. This is a 49-yard attempt, right hash. The kick by Carlson is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
First down. First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
Offense.
10-3 our score after one here on EA Sports. Second quarter about to begin from Denver. It's the Broncos in possession of the football as they've got it with a first down coming up. To throw is Nix. Throw left side complete. That's Franklin. And out of the way down at the 3. A big play that time on the catch and run. 38 yards.
And that might be exactly what they needed to wake up this home crowd. They haven't given them much to cheer for so far, and never underestimate the effect the home crowd with you can have on a game.
Dobbins fighting, but he won't get too far. Maybe a yard, that's all, down to the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
Dobbins once more. And he will again go backwards as they drive him back to the 4-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down.
This has not been a fun sequence for him at all. First and goal, no gain. Second and goal, he ends up losing yardage. He may be trying to talk him into getting the ball third time, but I think it's going to be difficult for him to win that battle.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes third and goal. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Touchdown, Broncos. J.K. Dobbins from 3 yards out. And the Broncos Broncos are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Certainly there are good things about quick strike offenses that score fast, but a long drive can also work to your advantage as well.
In so many ways, Brandon, because number one, you get them tired, but the big one is mentally. They can't figure out how to slow you down, how to get off the field, how to get the ball back. They go to the bench wondering, what are we going to do next time in order to stop those guys?
Will Lutz on for the point after. And he'll put it through, and that evens us up at 10 apiece. That time a 6-play drive, and it ends with a Denver touchdown. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. That would complete to Trey Tucker. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
But certainly as a fan, you get a little bit nervous when you see him make those kind of throws. But they work on that in practice more than we know. And most of them now know their limits and know what they can get away with. And there's a completion right there.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he's going to get forward for about 5, but that may be coming back. What say you, Mr. Referee? So the penalty there for a block in the back.
And that's when you normally see a blocker put his hands up right away to say, no, I didn't do it. But this time, yes, you did.
Smith. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete.
I think he could have scanned downfield forever, but there wasn't anything available. Ends up throwing an incompletion, and I think he'll take that.
So still 14 yards to go, 2nd down. Now Smith. Throw left side, pulled in by Tucker. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
And it's 3rd down.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Now Geno. A quick reaction as he catches it off the tip. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 25-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of downs.
A gain of 18 on the play. 1st down, Raiders.
I be on my little mouse drill. All that rapping pay your bills. Yeah, I'm on some rappers pay my bills. All up on TV, I thought it made me richer.
You want to see a defensive coordinator get upset and throw his headset? This is the kind of play that'll do it. You force 3rd and long. This is almost sort of a give-up play. You're just hoping to get something positive, and it winds up breaking big, and they convert on 3rd down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Throwing now is Geno. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. The Raiders on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. A shotgun snap for Smith. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown.
Jonte Thornton.
25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Raiders have taken the lead.
And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Carlson now to add the extra point. He's got it as they go up by a total of 17-10. So this drive spans 7 plays.
And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Denver's offense now set to go. For this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around. But that's a defensive coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Nix.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
We'll see where they go for this play call. Obviously tough in this spot, backed up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down.
Well, they came up with points in their first 2 possessions, but it looks like they'll come up empty here on their 3rd drive. The defense finally starting to get locked into them a little bit. Might have to go a little bit deeper into their playbook on their next possession.
On 4th down, out is the rookie 6th-round pick, Jeremy Crawshaw, to punt. Back deep for the Raiders is Trey Tucker.
Now a fair catch signaled for and made right about the 43-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return.
And it'll be Raiders football, 1st and 10.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. And it may just be the 2nd quarter, but he's in his zone well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Up the middle, it's Genty. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 66 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Out of the gun, Smith. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Nick Bonito just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to get in the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Here's Smith. His target, Lockett. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That goes for a gain of 31.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
He ain't show. Valuable lesson, man. I had to grow up. That's why I never ask for help. I do it for you and do it for myself. I go 0 to 100 real quick.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go long and hope someone will come free.
And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
And he is going to lose yardage here. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Now it's Smith. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Geno Smith. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders go up by 2 touchdowns.
Nothing like understanding where your escape hatches are as a quarterback. Here he's looking, but he knows he doesn't want to force anything. So when nothing avails itself, he slips past the rushers, takes it right up the middle, and takes it into the end zone.
Carlson on for the PAT. And the lead is up to 14. So that drives 7 plays in length. And it was capped off by a 12-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Denver's offense ready to go again. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 44 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
They'll go play action with Nix. Now he's going to step up and run. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stopped that one down the line of scrimmage.
And he will have the Broncos first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2.
That's how you get right up off of the mat, because on the last play, they stoned him in the backfield and dropped him for a loss. But he's the type of guy that scared me a little bit, because he's not daunted. Just got right back up, showed some confidence, and picked up a first down with his very next run.
Off the play fake, here's Nix. A short throw to Ingram.
So the completion good for just 3. And that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Here's Nix. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 25-yard line. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
He's been making himself a weapon as a runner, and the results, they've been welcomed by his offense. My question is about the defense we're watching right now, partner. Even after he got him with a scramble earlier this drive, they still aren't devoting enough attention to him. I would expect that after that carry, they'll do a much better job going forward, spying on him on passing downs.
Now it's Nix. That'll be complete to Dobbins. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Off the play fake. Nix. Open man right side is Ingram. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll run with Dobbins. And a missed tackle there as he pushes forward for a gain of 4. The Raiders going to use timeouts as he'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. One more time with Dobbins. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
But the spotlight hit him once already tonight as he got into the end zone. He was trying to make it a double spotlight, wasn't he?
But credit the defense, bottling him up, not letting him get in for the second score there. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and throw. Here's Nix. And that is caught. Touchdown, Denver. Evan Ingram from 3 yards out. And the Broncos are back within a score. No surprise there. 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Wants to try to add the PAT. He's got it, and it's 24-17. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
And he doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. They'll start on the ground with Ginty. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
2nd down and 3. From the gun, here's Smith. Open man is Myers. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A 5-yard gain on the play. And the Raider first down. A 5-yard gain on the play. First down, Raiders.
Lockett, the motion man right. Geno now to throw. This complete to Lockett. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Back to throw, Smith. He's across midfield. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half. So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Scott, thanks a bunch, and we'll see which team's adjustments are going to pay dividends here as we are just about ready for the start of the second half.
Not even a little bit. Hold on. Know yourself, know your worth. My actions get louder than my words. How you sold, but still sold unheard. Wanna do it, we can do it on the turf. Hold on. I'm the rookie and the vet. Shout out to the
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter three? And they'll start this drive across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
And they'll begin by running the option. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further. All right, so they'll march backwards on the illegal block in the back.
And that's always a really tough call for the official, and I tend to give the benefit of the doubt. Remember, a block from the side is legal, but that time they made the determination that that one did come in the back.
Smith now to throw. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Nick Bonito, his second sack of the night. This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
Y'all can't talk about facing. Anybody more power? Also dangerous. Y'all talk down red.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a second and very long. They'll run straight ahead with Genty. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 98 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
I don't know about you, partner, but I just came out of my chair. Big-time run right there, and all of a sudden I realized...
Didn't reach the chains, did he?
How do you go that far? Create that type of an explosive play that'll be a check and a plus on every grade sheet and still not get a first down.
Yeah, they have put themselves in a bad spot, but a big get. It got his man complete. Touchdown, Raiders. Trey Tucker, 62 yards. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works.
to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Carlson now to add the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Raiders. Touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. So now a look at the Broncos as they head back out there for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Nick's going to keep this himself. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. I guess no need to force him when you can do that instead. First down, 18-yard gain.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Franklin. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. Was that a design pass, or what was that?
It was built into the play call. He had the opportunity to either hand it inside, keep it himself to run it, or do what he just did. Throw that pass inside, hitting a receiver on the run.
Working out of the gun is Nix. He completes this to Sutton. And Sutton will have a Broncos first down as he'll be brought down at the 37.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders. Hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
On first and 10, it's Dobbins. And a solid run down inside the 30. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
27-yard line.
To throw, here's Nix. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 18-yard line.
Second down and a little more than a yard here. He's going to use his legs here. And avoids the contact by sliding. He'll grab 3 yards on the play, taking it himself for the first down. So that was all you're looking for on a play like that. Get the first down and keep the drive moving.
Yeah, it just looked to me like he just said to himself, I've got this. I'll take it. I'll pick it up, and let's keep moving. Get the first down, get a new set, and let's start over.
Throwing Nix. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Nix. Fighting through pressure. But now he's swallowed up and taken down. A loss of 3 on a sack made by multiple defenders.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Third down at 13. Nix to the air. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Marvin Mims from 17 yards out. And the Broncos have got it back to within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this third quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we have put our best foot forward in the first half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown by the Broncos. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. Dances by him. And takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. Las Vegas' offense back out there ready to go. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
Looking to put a drive together. The drive will begin with a run by Genty. He is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Here's Smith. That's caught by Tucker. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
Smith. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
First and 10 at the
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
On the give, Genty. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Alex Singleton, the linebacker, there on the tackle.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They'll go again with Genty. And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
3rd and 2. From the 50, it's Smith. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a first down.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. This 2nd and 4. They'll try the air now with Smith. And it's complete into the hands of Myers. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 12-yard line. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff. Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. Throwing now is Geno. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of forcing the field goal, it'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, the plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, it creates a penalty.
A give out of the gun to Genty. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Geno. Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete. Well, the incompletion, but now we also have an injured player. We'll step aside and get a report when we come back to Denver. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Here's Smith. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. A tough time to take the sack. Now it's 4th and goal, and that's a loss of 6.
Well, it's been a little bit of feast or famine because he's thrown for decent yardage, and obviously they've got the lead, Charles, but now he's been sacked 4 times.
And what I'm focusing on is his toughness in the pocket. Because you mentioned the feast or famine part. He's played well in between being dumped on his back. But every time he's had a chance to throw the football, he's been impressive.
Daniel Carlson set for the Raider field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Carlson able to put this one through.
Well, I don't know if they would have gone for it on 4th and goal anyway, but the sack on 3rd down pretty much made their mind up for them.
You're exactly right about that. And this is a tough place on the field to take a sack because, as you just noted, it took the decision-making away from them. Now they have to go for a field goal instead of potentially going for it.
After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. Nifty move. Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. Throwing to start the drive. Nix looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sutton. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
I think as he began this throw, you saw that the area was congested, but he has a lot of confidence in his arm, and he fits that one in there nicely. They pick up the catch. Not much yardage afterwards.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Prime Time. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to Denver. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Now a handoff for Dobbins. Have to come by there, so get maybe a yard to the 37.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he will have the Broncos first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Off the bootleg, here's Nix. He'll swing this out to Dobbins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. That one good for 13 and a Denver first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
Operating from the gun, here's Nix. Over the middle, he's got his tight end Ingram. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Second and a couple. Here's Nix. Over the middle, complete. It's Franklin. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 22-yard line. A nice pickup of 17 yards.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the Raiders' 22-yard line.
Now it's Nix. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
First down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Oh, nice job there putting the ball right in the doorstep of the goal line. Couldn't quite get in to pay dirt, but he got awfully close. Let's see if they can cash it in over the next couple of plays.
They'll try to run with Dobbins. And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down. And this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
2nd and goal from the 1. Harvey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a nice example of good team defense right there. Ball was snapped at the 1-yard line. They knocked them back and caused a loss. But you notice they were trying to find any type of a gap to run through. Wasn't one available, and they stuffed the play right there in the middle of the field.
He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. Touchdown! J.K. Dobbins, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. And we may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast, where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is down to a field goal now. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it ends with a Denver touchdown. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And able to get this out to the 25. The Raiders offense and Geno Smith headed back out for this next possession. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks.
First down. First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, fourth quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his. No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead. Thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. A shotgun snap for Smith. That's caught left side. Myers with it.
And now there's yardage that they needed there after the sack on first down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at third down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
The Raiders on third down. They've been tough to stop. 8 for 10 so far. This is 3rd and 4. To throw is Smith. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 40. And with that catch, he goes over 100 yards receiving on the night.
First down. A gain of 13 yards. And the Raider
And that
first down.
certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. But Nick Bonito not letting him escape there. He was in instant pursuit off the snap and dropped him behind the line. That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
The previous play is under review.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. Out of the gun, Smith. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sack back at the 29. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
This drive's taken more than 3 minutes off the clock already as they come up on second down. Geno now to throw. Open man right side, Myers. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
It's a gain of 11.
They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll give him a new set of downs.
That's another Raiders first down.
Now That's a killer because you think you've got it absolutely covered, and then he hot puts it out of there and picks up a first down. Drives you crazy as a defense.
You're exactly right. Looked like a for-sure stop on third, and then the tables turned. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. As we get late in this one, is altitude a factor for a visiting team in Denver? Is that something that's overplayed?
No, it's real, and I know a lot of the visiting teams like to downplay it because they don't want to get into the heads of their players, but you can't avoid it. As soon as you get to the locker room, you get to the stadium, they always post it in there. Welcome to Denver. Altitude 5,280 feet. The air is rare.
They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
Still third down.
Every penalty so critical at this stage of the game as now they've got it 3rd and long. Now Smith. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This to swell the lead to 6. The kick by Carlson is good, and that will add 3 more to their lead. It pushes it up to 6. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down. After the made field goal, Carlson now sets up to kick this away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that will bring up second down. Looking to throw. Nix. Throw left side complete. That's Franklin. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That, I believe, will put him over 100 yards receiving for the game. Yes, it will. And he's got a first down to boot.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed, too.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
Yeah, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
2nd and 6. Back to the air with Nix. Sutton bringing it in on the left side. And Sutton will have a Broncos first down as he'll get this down to the 40.
Broncos first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. A short throw to Ingram.
But he picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
At the 37-yard line.
2nd and 6 coming up. He's back to throw. His throw incomplete. The way he's throwing the football today, almost a surprise when he doesn't complete a pass like having there, but he needs a few more to get his guys downfield.
Well, the way he's thrown it leads him to believe that he's going to get those completions, and that means the guys going out for passes, they'll run even harder because they expect it as well.
He'll look to throw. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down.
Well, that's an aggressive shot to take. They definitely need a touchdown, but now you paint yourself into a corner because it's 4th down. And if you don't get a conversion here, that could be the end of the comeback.
Here we go. This is 4th down. They're going. It's Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the 1st down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
They'll try to draw here with Dobbins. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Back to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Franklin. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Here we go. 1st and goal. Back to throw. Toward the pylon, caught. And just shy of the goal line as he's out of bounds right at the 1.
A gain of 5.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. It may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
Now 2nd down and a few inches. Off the option, he'll try and run with it. Diving for the end zone, and the ball's knocked out. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. So crisis averted, but now facing 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw. And he is in as they have tied it late here in the final minute of the 4th quarter. They get the dramatic score to tie the game here late 4th quarter. Now all eyes resting on the foot of one man.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Your brother called me before the game. That's his guy in fantasy. He needs this one badly.
So they're not home yet. Still a critical extra point here to break the tie. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through.
Defense.
Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the 4th. Hard to believe.
Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it?
Yep. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And the mile-high air in full effect as that's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Raiders offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. They'll come up 1st and 10 here. On 1st down, it's Genty. Oh, but a great tackle there. Going to hold him to no gain as the clock runs. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. They'll come up now on 2nd down. Smith's going to throw it. It gets this to Myers. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
And the Las Vegas 1st down.
Well, this offense still has the one timeout here, remember. 1st and 10. Smith. He'll find Genty out of the backfield. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
At the 50-yard line.
Here's 2nd down. Here's Smith. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Bowers. And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos 26. What a game we were treated to in this one. And on that final play, they had a chance. They had the ball just beyond midfield for one final shot, but couldn't get it done, and they suffered the loss.
Yeah, and you mentioned how they had a chance on that final play, and getting into midfield gave them that opportunity, hoping they could find their way to the end zone and make that miracle happen. A really good ending to an entertaining contest, though.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Broncos are winners as we say so long from Denver.